Happy 2022, whatever that means.
We made it, another year. Congratulations.
We survived.
So let's talk about our goals for this last year of 2021 and then what we're going to do for 2022.
We will tell you what our 2021 goals were, so you don't have to go back and watch that video. But we'll get started, and the first thing I believe that was on our list for 2021 was getting a team of draft horses.
And we kind of sort of did that.
We did get 2 horses.
I would say in the spirit of 2021, we nailed it.
So yes, we got 2 horses. We got Casey, the Belgian, and Jody, the Fjord. And Casey is a trained draft horse. She came with harness. And we've done some ground driving and some just very basic stuff with her thus far. And I think that's been great. And we've been riding both of them. They both are trained to ride. And so we've been doing that, and that's fun. And we look forward to eventually training Jody to be a draft horse as well. I don't think they'd make a very well-matched team since one is a lot bigger than the other, but we're very happy with how everything worked out, and I think they're a very good fit for our farm.
So our second thing was to improve systems, including dealing with manure, our haymaking, and water system, and our pasture rotation. So some things we did that were really good for that. We put a new fencing, and that really helped with the way that we were handling the cows out on pasture. We added some new piping for our water system so we could do more water further out. We also added float valves onto the tanks out in the pasture so we didn't have to go out and fill them manually. And then let's see, for hay, well, hay, this last year was kind of not a good year to try to work on our hay system. The hay system mainly was hooking up the trailer to go buy hay.
But we did have a neighbor bale some of our grass hay this year, and that was nice. I think we are going to continue that in the future with the grass hay, the legume hay, the alfalfa, and hopefully some sandfoin hay. We still want to put up loose. I think for the legumes, it's just better put up loose. You have a lot less leaf shatter, and overall, we like dealing with it better.
And the equipment picks it up better because it kind of mats together better than the grass hay. The other thing we did with hay this year was we did establish another 1 acre of alfalfa and an acre of sandfoin, which will come in beautifully this coming year. So we're excited about that.
Surprisingly, even with the drought, I think we got good seedling establishment because we got the seed in early enough. Notwithstanding the drought, anytime we plant something, it's always a 2-year cycle before we can reap what we sow. The one part of our systems that we wanted to work on improving that we didn't really get any further along with was actually our manure handling. It's still manageable, but as our herd grows, it's going to become unmanageable, so we definitely want to do something about that. Another one of our goals for 2021 was outreach and education, and I think we did pretty good on that.
Yeah, so we did have a on-farm workshop where people came and we talked about different grazings and how we manage our cows and how that helps with our soil fertility and just the structure of our soil. And people were really interested in that. And that was part of our county's conservation district. We didn't hold any other workshops or anything that we organized ourselves, although we did have small group tours that we normally have in the summertime, which were really beneficial. The other thing we did was we did attend some conferences remotely. So we attended the Moses Conference, which is out of Wisconsin. It's the Midwest Organic Sustainable Education Service, so MOSES. And they have some really good information. So we did that one. I did another one. I did Washington Tilth this last fall remotely. Oh, we continued our videos on YouTube. And I feel those have been going great. We love having you along. Sometimes a little less sporadic than we would like as things get a little hectic here on the farm. We reached over 10,000 subscribers.
That was pretty awesome.
So we really appreciate that, and we love having your comments, and we recognize people. So when you comment, we're like, oh yeah, that's what they, oh yeah, what they say, you know. So we really like having those comments. Oh, book. So I talked about how last year I was working on a book about our farm, and I was working on a book about our farm, but then some things changed and it's kind of morphed into other stuff. So we'll talk about that for 2022.
Our last goal for 2021 was to increase the type of dairy products that we make, and we have done that.
Definitely. So our first year, we were mainly doing whole milk and chocolate milk, and then we added in Caffe Latte, which is coffee, sugar, and milk. The perfect trifecta.
And we only had 3 cows at the time, so we had pretty limited milk supply to work with.
And then this year, for the year of 2021, we did the same fluid products, but we also added in yogurt, and we started making cheese.
And the cheese has been turning out pretty good, actually. We've made lots of different kinds.
So that has been great. So we've made feta and cheese curds and a Welsh mild cheddar and a Gouda and Monterey Jack and pepper jack. So
they've all been good.
Yeah, and we're learning. We're just learning. So we're very excited about that, and everybody loves the stuff we're doing.
The moment you've all been waiting for, our goals for 2022. Number 1, make it to 2023.
That's a throwaway goal. That doesn't even count. That's just us being funny. So this year for 2022, we're really looking at making plans and really pushing ahead on some things. And when we say make it to 2023, we really mean like we're going to make it to 2023.
We got a lot of stuff to get done between here and there.
A lot of bold goals. So I hope you're sitting down and you're ready, because we're ready. Here we go. So our real first goal is going to do with something that we talked about already, which is the exciting field of manure handling.
So we didn't quite get to manure handling in our systems last year, but with the as our herd slowly increases, we definitely got to deal with that. And one of the things we want to do is put in some sort of composting facility to help compost the manure, help lock in some of those nutrients that are more volatile to the air, and to make it easier to handle and easier to put out on the field.
And that means maybe some type of structure, like maybe a concrete pad, maybe bays. We're still designing it.
Mm-hmm.
So our next goal is going to do with a special secret squirrel thing we've been working on, and that is helping establish and get up and running in 2023 a nonprofit community creamery located in our little town next to us called Chewelah.
We're not going to give away too much right now because we're gonna be probably doing a pretty in-depth video about it. But the reason that we're working on this project, and we're not alone. We have a whole board of people who want to see this, is because for dairy farmers pretty much everywhere, it's a struggle. And the way we look at it is nobody's coming to help. The government's not coming to help. Industry's not coming to help. So the only thing we can do is help ourselves. And that's what we're doing.
So as a community, we're going to rally together and we're going to make it happen. And it's a whole different way of looking at things, and it's a different system. So it's going to be very exciting. So you're going to be along for that ride. Congratulations. You didn't even know you bought a ticket.
A goal for 2022, which I think is well in motion already, is attending the Moses Conference in La Crosse, Wisconsin. We got our tickets to Amtrak's Empire Builder, so we'll be riding the Empire Builder from Spokane to La Crosse and back, and that'll be a video too. Probably a couple videos, but we're pretty excited about that. You know, farming conferences in the winter are always so rejuvenating, and you get to be around like-minded people, and you get to learn stuff, and you get to share things that worked on your farm, and it's just we just love farming conferences. They're just awesome.
And that's going to be at the end of February. We're planning to dry off the cows on February 7th. So that gives us about 2 weeks to monitor them and make sure they're transitioning well to the dry period. And then we'll be able to just hire somebody to come and help feed the cows and not have to be concerned about them. Fine, right?
So we have some personal goals as well. So this is one of Virginia's personal goals.
All right. So before I was telling you about how I was writing a book, and that was more about like how did we come to dairy farming, how did our farm develop, and then also what's going on in the dairy industry. So that's kind of slightly on hold because we're working on this community creamery, and I think that that's something that will come to fruition later. But another artistic pursuit that I have, which makes no sense at all, is I have been developing a dairy farm, I can't even say it, a dairy farmer comedy routine that I am going to put together and perform locally as a fundraiser for our nonprofit creamery. And of course, I'll also put it on YouTube for your hilarity. But yes, there's not a lot of dairy farmer comedians out there. I don't know why, right?
I don't even know what she hasn't even told me any jokes, and so I'm just assuming because she's awesome that it'll be awesome. And so I'm on the edge of my seat just as much as you are.
So I'm throwing it out there because we're making bold goals this year and really going after things. And I find that if you say things out loud, you do them. And then if you say things out loud and you post them on the internet, you better do them. So I'm really committed to this goal as part of the overarching, working on the creamery.
All right. So one of my personal goals for 2022 is to work on my truck 12 a little more. Some of you viewers have seen videos of me working on 12 way back when. Some of you might have even subscribed because you think old trucks are cool, and then you haven't watched any videos since then because I haven't done any videos on the trucks. Well, I did one video for 12 turning 50 years old this past May, but I mean, I've been busy starting a dairy farm. Now I want to make it more of a priority, and Santa brought me some truck parts. So,
because you were a good boy.
So, because I was a good boy, and all my other truck friends are sharing all the progress they're making on their trucks, and so I'm feeling a little bit of peer pressure there. So, yes, I do want to work on 12 more and make videos about that to share on YouTube. So that's one of my personal goals.
A combined personal goal that we have is to do some training this summer and hike to the top of Clover Mountain, which is the mountain that overlooks our farm. If you watched the previous video, when we went to go get horse hay, we talk a little bit about Clover Mountain and we show it. But it's always been kind of like a father figure, almost like always overlooking our farm. And we always see it transitioning through the seasons. Yeah, it's just a beautiful part of our landscape. So we were always like, yeah, I'd love to hike up there to the top of that mountain and then get some really gorgeous views of the valley and our farm. And so we have planned to do that. So we're going to do that this coming fall.
We're going to do it. It's a very old mountain. It actually predates the Rockies have formed around it. There's only a few outcroppings in northeast Washington. It's Precambrian, so that's the oldest, and it's the oldest rock in the state of Washington as well. So
those are our main goals for 2022.
And 2022 is going to be awesome.
And that's because we've decided we're going to make it awesome. We're going to go for it, and things change. You don't ever know everything that's going to happen. But if you don't go for things, then nothing happens.
Or if you live in La Crosse and have a car and can take us from the convention center to Culver's one night.
No, literally, I don't know. I mean, do we have any viewers who are going to the Moses conference in Wisconsin in late February? Because if you are, we would love to meet up and see you and trade stories, and definitely get a lift to Culver's because we need cheese curds. That's just a fact.
And the custard of the day.
So it is January 1st. It's the beginning of this year, and we're getting off running. We hope that you have had a great holiday season and have a lot of great, wonderful plans for this coming year as well.
Because it's going to be awesome.
And thanks again for following along and giving your comments and your support. It really does matter. We would like it. We wouldn't post videos if it didn't mean anything to us, because it takes time and effort. So we are glad that you're there and you appreciate it. So thanks.
All right. Happy New Year. We'll see you next time on the Tomarosa.
With the extreme cold, frostbite and hypothermia will occur much faster. It's outdoors. Remember to dress in layers and cover exposed skin. Take precautions to protect pets and livestock from extreme cold. For more information, go to weather.gov/